Hello everybody. Today's topic is the purpose for the punishment of a crime revenge or rehabilitation? Now, when you think of a crime committed, you think of murder, rape, pedophilia, something incredibly morally reprehensible and something that just strays so far from the values that we as a society deem to be good and principled. So, do the victims of a crime wish for their killer, or not for their killer, let's give a scenario here. A girl gets raped, incredibly awful, and she just has this hatred towards her victimizer, towards this perpetrator, and rightfully so. Obviously, I don't know what it's like, and I hope I never know what it will be like for me or any one of my family members to go through something as horrible as that. But, of course, the victim's family members and the victim would say that put the guy under the jail. Put him under the jail, never let him out. What he did was so disgusting, so vile, that he doesn't deserve a chance at life. And this is where it's such an interesting moral debate, because I have to believe that God made everyone in his image, gave everyone free will, of course, to do those horrible things. But in the same way, he gave everyone free will to do good things, and he gave free will to everyone to also forgive. And I think that we should all forgive. I think the world would be a much better place if people didn't hold grudges, didn't hate so much. There's too much hatred in the world. Life's too short to hate and hold a grudge, because before you know it, your life will be over, and all you'll have done is think about how much you hate another person rather than truly living your life. Now, am I saying that the victim or the victim's family has to, no matter what, forgive their victimizer? Of course not. And that's the beauty of free will. It's entirely up to them. And I've never been in that position, so obviously morally and principally, I would want to forgive the victimizer, even if that happened to one of my family members. But I've never been in that position, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I could, if that truly happened. However, now let's talk about something interesting again. Is the jail system in the world, I guess, the punishment for a crime being jail or prison, whatever, is that the only, is that the most perfect way to bring someone back into the world? Because after all, the purpose of prison is to, at least on paper, is to rehabilitate and bring those people back into society as functioning members of society. However, I think prison, for essentially as long as human history, has not been to rehabilitate, even though it may seem, or the people who organize these facilities may say it's for rehabilitation. It truly isn't. It's to ostracize, to punish, and to make these people who've committed these crimes feel as if they will never be forgiven, which I think is a crime in itself. Nobody is beyond forgiveness. Everyone is a sinner in some form or another. To judge someone based on their sin because it's a sin that you don't agree with, when you yourself sin every single day, is truly hypocritical. And it's not evil, but it's ignorant. It's for sure ignorant. So that's why it's quite curious that prisons just leave the inmates to rot and to not mesh back into society. It's truly one of the great faults of society that these people who have made a mistake, because that's what it is, they make a mistake, but a mistake does not define you. And we must all try to be better every single day, to ask forgiveness, not just from the people in our lives, but from God, because that is truly what matters the most.